We spent the night around the campfire, telling stories and singing drunken songs. A few hours passed and it was my turn to grab more wood for the fire, so I grabbed the machete and went off to find some. Everything I came across was too damp to use, so I went deeper into the forest. I guess I got the luck of wandering out while the cold front that the news warned of came in, which explained the dropping temperature and the rising fog. I couldn't hear the group anymore, so I looked back and only saw the fog, but finally found some tree limbs. But then I heard something move in the distance. At first I heard rustling, then the wind whisper all around me. My eyes moved to the great oak tree out in front of me. A woman stepped out from behind the tree, one hand running along the tree, the other tucked behind her back. She was dressed in all white, looked just like an angel. But I knew she was anything but when I saw her face. Pale as the moon, completely emotionless, staring back at me. I couldn't see her eyes, just black, empty voids. She took her hand from behind her back. She was holding my machete. But how was that possible? It was right next to me. I put it down when I grabbed the tree limbs. I kept my eyes on her while trying to reach for my machete, but it was gone. I dropped the tree limbs and sprinted back the way I came. I ran right back into the fog, but came to a dead stop when I made it out the other side. I was right in front of that tree again. I heard the familiar rustling, and then the woman of the woods came out from behind the tree, exactly how she did before. I backed up towards the fog, keeping my eyes on the woman. I turned to sprint back through the fog, but when I did, there she stood, 6 inches away from me. The woman softly put her hand against my face. I was able to see into her eyes, but I saw myself on the ground. And all of a sudden, everything went black, and I felt like I was falling into a dream. When I regained consciousness, the woman was standing over me, and I slowly got up. Oddly enough, the fog was now gone, and the night was crystal clear. I looked down and I saw myself laying on the ground, exactly how I looked when I looked in her eyes. That can't be. I'm alive, aren't I? She took her eyes off of me while I pieced it together. She took me, and now I was tied to the woods. She extended her hand to me, and I was compelled to accept it. We walked through the woods together. I was mesmerized by the woman. She was the embodiment of the woods, a pure force. She seemed to glide when she moved, in one hand holding mine, but in the other, still holding the machete, and we were headed right to my group.